crossing over to the county of Kakamega. We're going to interact with how healthy people are in Kakamega. We begin there to know whether the next administration will find voters or not. Sometimes when we look at what we eat, at some point it may look like we're trying to live, and it's true because we have to eat to live. Those pre-days when we were in primary school, they were giving us a debate that you eat to live or you live to eat or you eat to live, one of the other. And at some point, each argument was valid, and today's argument is more valid because it's coming from the person who is the keeper of sorts in the county government of Kakamega. Join me as I invite Ms. Jessica Wesonga. She's the Chief Officer, the Department of Livestock in the county government of Kakamega. We're going to talk about nutritional landscape of that county. Madam Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is Kakamega?
Kakamega is great as always.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it more civilized?
You know, that's what you said. All right, yes, Kakamega, we are trying to get into civilization, and I think we are doing well.
So we are ahead of you in Bungoma?
I wouldn't say much. You may chase me away, but I want to believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Dear viewer, the conversation today, we are going to examine a bit of the stories relating to food. And sometimes poverty hinders progress. And when we don't eat well, at some point we may not even make decisions right.
Correct.
On behalf of the director of the show, this is CKS. Welcome on the Morning School. Madam, let's begin with the proverb. A person is a person because of other people. How do you understand that proverb?
A person is a person because of other people.
Yeah.
Let me start with you. How did you come to the world?
Hello.
It had to take two people. So you're a person because your dad and mom had to decide to bring you forth, correct? And if you talk about politically also, it's the same. Any leader we have, they are not by themselves, but because they have been elected by the person. So leadership has to be dictated by the people. And generally speaking, you cannot live or survive by yourself. So you're made by the people. Yes.
So you need people to be something.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. I agree with you, by the way.
Oh, so I passed the exam.
Tell me, give us a bit of background in terms of Kakamega. How is it looking in terms of food security?
Kakamega County, as you know, is a very big county compared to our neighbors. And as per 2021, Kakamega County's population is over 2 million. And the truth be told, Kakamega County is trying to get out of poverty because our poverty levels are high due to also our population. And therefore, there's a lot that needs to be done. We thank God because in Kakamega County, the only place that we have a tropical forest in Kenya. Yeah, and therefore we have the natural resources. We've been blessed with natural resources as a county, a tropical forest. We are blessed with the minerals. And for your information, just like the president said when he was visiting the other day, we are building, or rather constructing, a mining center. That is a natural resources. Kakamega County is blessed to receive water almost throughout. There are very few seasons that we are dry land, and therefore, if we maximize the natural resources God has bestowed unto us, we are going to make sure that we thrive, and the food security will be real. Okay. Yeah.
There is malnutrition.
Yes.
Undernutrition, overnutrition, and nutrient deficiency.
Yes.
The three things. How are you faring in terms of managing them?
Okay, undernutrition. Probably let me say, what is undernutrition? Undernutrition is where probably a body is built in a way you need to have a balanced diet, vitamins, proteins, and even minerals. So when it's undernutrition, it means the body is not getting enough of those nutrients for you to be able to go, like for children to be able to grow and be strong enough to go into adults. Overnutrition is probably where you get too much of particular nutrients, and now it goes to waste, or it actually harms your body. Like you see most elderly people, when they take a lot of probably starch that turns into sugar, there's diabetes, lifestyle diseases coming when you have overnutrition, and I'm told even cancer is one of them. When you talk about micronutrients deficiency, is where probably, for example, you don't have vitamin D, those small micronutrients that you need in the body. So generally, that is exactly what it is all about. And in Kakamega County, if I remember when we were growing up, and I'm old, very old, Those many years back, when we were growing up, we had a lot of cases for kwashiorkor.
Yes.
In every home, if the first home you miss the second home, you'll find a baby with a big stomach and red hair. Those are facts. Those was then. Surprisingly, right now I have not. Rarely will you find such a case. Yeah. So what does that mean? It means probably we have really grown into making sure that our households are able to get mostly balanced diet to allow our children to grow comfortably, and they don't get kwashiorkor and marasmus. In fact, most of those diseases are now they're rarely there.
Yes.
And I will say we're on track. We may not be there, but we're on track.
Okay.
Yes.
So in terms of age prevalences, which are the mostly disadvantaged age groups?
Mostly under 5.
Under 5.
For a human being, when you're born, your body grows, and what you take in terms of food may dictate who you really become. So if a child is born, they need to get balanced diet. They need to have all the balanced diet for them to be able to grow, and even brain development. You may find that some adults suffer because they didn't get particular nutrients when they were young, and therefore the IQ or maybe how they reason is not the same. And that those who probably their nutrition was balanced, it was better, and you find they're sharp. Let's talk about, like, when you look at the omena. Yes, most people from near the lakes become very sharp because of what they used to take. Most of the time the fish is available to them, and the omega-3 is there. Therefore you find that their brain grew and become more sharp, and even become in books, they become better than most of the regions in Kenya. So generally we are what we take, and the young ones must get the balance that make sure that when they grow up they are sound humans. And the pregnant mothers, remember also it's where from the pregnant mothers we get children who are born. So a lady or a mama who is expecting needs to make sure they get a balanced diet for them to be able to bring forth a life that is healthy, and therefore for us to be able to nurture it for the first 5 years to become sound adults. Also in old age. Old age may come also with various complications, but what I have seen in old age, most of the complications they have is more overnutrition. Yes, probably they gave this more than they gave this other, and they get affected. Yeah, that's what I would say.
In 2021, someone did a study in Kakamega. We talked about 3% of Kakamegans were not able to have the right amount of food. 6% of households faced food deficiency. How is it comparing to the? Have you been able to? Do you have the numbers to counter those, or how has it improved? Has it gone down?
To be very honest, let me not say 3,000 or 10%. As you can see, the data says that 30%. Yeah. A lot that was 2021, we are now in 2024. As per last year, the study that was shown, allow me to say it has shown a great improvement. It is a great improvement. And if let me bring you back. Remember initially I said when I was growing up, those are 4 decades plus. 4 decades plus, things were a mess. I don't know about before, prior, but from what is being written there, it was bad. Because in African culture and our days, when Luyas, to be very specifically, what is food? For where I come from, and I know that's where you come from, food means ugali. So nikikuuliza, have you eaten? I'm asking, have you eaten ugali?
If ugali was not part of the meal,
then that's not a meal, then you have not eaten. That's why you hear someone say, no, tumeshinda njaa tuna mchele. You understand?
Yes.
So for us, where we come from, ugali was food. And by the way, I guess that's why we used to get kwashakos and the marasmas, because what is food in Luya land? Ugali is. But now when you look at it now, things are changing, and you can see even we Luyas are trying to learn to take other foods, and so that we don't depend so much, for example, on maize. Why? Because our land has started being fragmented into smaller pieces, and therefore you realize if you have a maize plantation, unless it's huge, you may not make profits, or you may not even break even. You may find an acre, someone is doing maize there, and you only get 5 bags. And yet on a quarter acre, you may plant vegetables, you harvest after every month or 2 months, and you're able to get
more money.
You make more money, and you get more maize food. You know that if food is maize, then you buy many food bags of maize, let's say, you understand? And then from this vegetable, you're able to, it checks on you, on your health. So for me, I'm thinking we have really moved. We are coming from afar, and we have adopted a million things. Amongst them, even the bananas. We cook bananas as starch. We do rice, and many other. I know you know better than me.
Okay.
Yes.
That knowing better is a matter of discussion. But I wanted to ask this.
Yeah.
What is the government doing? Because as long as you have food deficiency in society, it also means health is at risk. Our health
is at risk.
It means where are we investing? Where is the government investing? Is it investing in better healthcare facilities or better supply for food?
To be very honest, there are various challenges that our people face to reach where we are, to find that we don't have enough or a balanced diet on the table. One of the main things, for example, the climate change. Let's talk about climate change. Initially, when you look at even the seasons for planting, we used to start getting rains probably earlier, but nowadays we delay into almost even sometimes into the 4th month of the year. And that in itself has affected on our production of our food. We also have issues like high cost of inputs. Tunasema nini? What are inputs? The time you have land and you want to till it to make sure you get food out of it, first of all you need to plow the land. Plowing the land right now, my brother, is very expensive. Generally, because Bungoma brothers and Busia, we face almost the same issues. You find that an acre of land you till by about 4,000 per acre. And that is just tilling. Kulima too, after you till the land, put aside 4,000 for every acre. After that, then you need to find the seeds. It's expensive. Let me ask you, how much did you buy a packet of maize this ending year?
Well, it was sizable, 2,500 for the...
No, for the maize seeds, the 2 kg was almost 1,000.
Okay.
Yes. Let me tell you something. Kakamega County, what we did subsidy on that seed.
You paid on behalf of farmers?
Yes. Instead of a farmer paying 1,000 or 800 or 900, depending on which company you decide to buy the seeds, for maize seed to be specifically, Kakamega County were giving our farmers at 150 shillings.
Okay.
Yes.
I should be in Kakamega.
Please come join us. In fact, we have land. We can give you some land.
Okay.
So we're issuing 150 shillings per 2 kg bag for those who are able to get. You understand? So, and that in itself allows that person, machinani, that person who is not able to afford the seedlings, 1,000 per packet, they're able to get like 3, not even 3, those are how many? Almost 6 packets for price of 1.
So,
you understand?
That's where the large investment went.
Yes, in the seeds.
The intervention is to reduce food deficiency.
Yes, we want to make sure you and me and that last person on the ground, the one who survives on less than $1 or nothing at all, they're able to till their land, they're able to plant, and therefore expect something from their land.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Other than the seeds, we also gave a subsidy on the fertilizer. Yes.
How much are you paying?
40%.
Now, what is 40%?
Okay, let me say, for example, the the cost of in the market for that particular bag, let's say for example, is 5,000. We were giving less than 2,500.
We were buying it affordable at 2,500 per bag.
Yes, that is for national government.
Yes.
Now, county government, we had ours. And guess what? We didn't just bring fertilizer that is everywhere. We actually, what we did, we made sure we test our soils. And this is a process that had taken some time since last year. We brought the experts in various places, not just one place. Because you see now, the people in Likuyana, that is the northern, may have their soil needs may not be the same as the people in the southern, and may not be the same as the people in the central Kakamega.
Okay.
So we got various partners, and they went around and made sure they do soil testing to find an idea where are we at. And we got some fertilizer tailor-made for our soils. And that's why if you're very keen, there's a time some people start making noise. Why? They're used to a particular kind of fertilizer. But now when they open this fertilizer, they find it's in very many colors. They're wondering, is it rice or what? But at the end of the day, the testimony is, for the first time, our farmers have been able to harvest a lot of bumper harvest, let me use that word.
You see,
and for those many reasons,
yeah.
you did your mbolea for 2,500, but it is fine, and it was from the national government. I don't refuse.
Yeah.
The same mbolea went to northern, went to whichever direction, and fine, it served you well. But for we, Kakamega County, we had our own tailor-made mbolea, and for those reasons, for the first time, we had a bumper harvest of maize.
Now, question is, how much mbolea did you guys give to farmers? Or how many farmers benefited?
Oh my goodness, we spend, you want figures, how many farmers, 1, 2, 3?
How many farmers, because that is where you want to convince me that the national government fertilizer didn't go to Kakamega, right?
No, it went.
Okay.
It went. You see, for example, let me say this, Kubwa. We have various farmers for various things. And you remember in Kakamega County, just like Bungoma and Busia, we have 2 planting seasons, but mostly this side. But when we go to the northern, it is the highlands. They may have 1 major planting season. You understand? So probably before, they may have not benefited much, or they may have benefited on these during particular planting season, but they also benefited from the national government. And for your information, Kakamega County, we work in collaboration. We don't coexist by ourselves. So kindly note that we had our mbolea, but we also welcome the mbolea for national government.
So this availability of this mbolea and availability of seed subsidy was able to increase food income.
Oh yes.
Of Kakamega.
Absolutely.
What kind of food? Just maize, or what kind of food?
Now let me tell you, the very first one is maize. For the first time, have you seen the prices of maize right now?
What is it?
It is still low. I won't tell you how much it is, but it's very low. Gorogoro Mahindi at some point was 200. Right now we are stuck to about 80 bob or something, and the reason is simple. There's no
oversupply.
Yes, we have our own maize, and therefore we are not buying anything. So we only have a few persons, for example, like I said, those who have there's a new technology we are bringing on board. We are Kakamega County. We are trying to find a way to teach our farmers on agribusiness. And basically something to do with the vegetable farming, there's tea farming for information, there's sunflower farming going on right now. And by the way, we gave free sunflower seeds to our farmers across. And even if you're interested, talk to us nicely.
Okay.
Yeah, we are trying, our experts, through our support of the governor, we have an extension services team. And I happen to be the chair of that extension services in Kakamega County. And one of the things we are doing as at now is we put experts to the ward level. Sub-county, we have 12 sub-counties, 13 not on paper, 13, but 12 elected MPs, yeah? But we have 13 sub-counties. In those sub-counties, we make sure that we take their technical staff, veterinary doctors, livestock practitioners, crop specialists, fishery specialists, cooperatives. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of expertise the county government has actually put on sub-county levels and to the ward level. What is their role? Their role is to make sure they provide extension services to our farmers on the ground. We are going to where they are. So they are teaching them on various methods, the new techniques of farming. They are teaching them on various options you can have other than maize. What else can we do farming? And that's how we have been able to bring in sunflower, and governor gave it for free, and we actually distributed for free to our farmers so that they test and see what are other ways of making the actually cash crops. You understand? And the main important thing is to make sure, even as you eat, make sure you have some money in your pocket. And that's why we even have, we did public participation last week to make sure that Madala Tea Factory is coming up for your information.
Where is Madala?
In Kakamega County, Shinyalu. Okay. So what we are going to do there, we already have farmers. We gave also seedlings for tea seedlings for free. So that, and not just for free, and we bring expertise to you. We teach you how to even plant them, and we come and take care of you we walk you through the journey. We walk farmers through the journey of the new crops that we're introducing, so that now they get it right for the first time. And all these services are for free. You understand? So
when you say for free, what exactly do you mean? Because we never access anything for free.
Oh,
what are you trying to hide?
When you say we never access anything for free, who are we? Please remove Kakamega County from that equation.
What are you trying to hide?
When I say for free, I mean when mami on the ground, mama mzee on the ground, anaenda the ward level county government offices and says, I have heard you have some sunflowers, and you're told, come sit here. Then they bring you an expert for the sunflower, and then they teach them what is sunflower, what are the benefits of sunflower. So you know it's oil, vegetable oil. So we teach them. They don't remove school fees to be taught, one. Number two, we give you seedlings. You don't give us even 10 shillings. All you need to do, pay for your transport to the office of the county government of Kakamega, whichever around near you, and you're given these things and you're taught, and then you're told to go home. We assign you a team. They come and walk you down the journey.
Okay, so let me get this straight. These interventions you've done, what is the contribution towards increasing the food value of Kakamega?
What is the contribution for the county government?
Yeah, that intervention, how much has it contributed to making food efficiency?
As I've told you earlier, I said about the seedlings, we are provided for free. And oh, by the way, tractors, we have them. At the Bukura ATC, we have tractors for the county. They are there. So what we do, first of all, what have we done to make sure that we increase these nutritional values? We make sure that our farmers, or rather our people, turn into successful farmers, and not just farmers, into affordable farming. We get you subsidized rates for plowing your land using our tractors. How do you get the tractors? Go to an office near you, county government of Kakamega, ask, book there. Our crop specialists are there. Book there for a tractor, book and pay depending on the rates compared to the rest. And then the tractor comes, it digs your land at a subsidized rate. Then we are giving we give seeds for not for free but subsidized. Have to get the subsidized seeds, like I told you, for maize seeds. We were selling at 150 to 300 shillings, and yet the market price, we all know, I don't have to mention, but close to almost 1,000. So we make sure that our people, the poor specifically, or those who are underprivileged, are able to get these things affordably. And then what next? We get mbolea. So we get mbolea at a planting season, and also top dressing, we still have that mbolea. Yes, and we still have our team, expert extension officers on the ground, to come and walk you through the journey to make sure you're doing the right thing. All you need to do, walk yourself to an office, county government office next to you. It could be on ward level or sub-county level. Get this and they walk through. And even after we finish the agribusiness bit of it, yes, now you have your produce. Where are we taking our produce? We teach you on the business bits, how to market yourself, how to market your feeds, how to brand yourself. Kakamega County, through of course the support of Governor Fernandez Baraza, is very keen on cooperatives. Cooperatives, what are cooperatives? Cooperatives is where farmers with a similar product combine efforts, they sit together and look for market for a particular value chain. For example, you could be a fish farmer. We have a cooperative for fish farmers in Kakamega County. We ask our farmers and we support them to make sure they join that cooperative. After they join that cooperative, then you teach them about ways, about even financial literacy. We teach them even where to get loans from. We teach them even there when you're doing table banking, and you teach them this is what you need to do. After 6 months come, and then now you're able to borrow money for yourself. We are teaching our farmers to be independent. Not that every time we are giving. No, we want to graduate our farmers. They grow, we get others, train them, they grow, graduate, and go on. So that eventually we have great farmers, and we get food security in our country, in a county, and therefore largely to the country and across. So we actually, by the way, we had gotten a contract to export fish.
You see, now that's okay. Congratulations.
Thank
but
you.
The problem means, Kakamega, as you say, has highlands and lowlands.
Oh, yes.
And it has the middle land.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, populations up there, populations in the middle, and the lower side, are supposed to be a market for each other. Correct. You are over-concentrating on sending this food away when consumers are in Kakamega.
Get it right. Get it right. We are not concentrating to sell these things away. But it's an added advantage. If we sell and we have surplus, why can't we bring you so that you also buy? We are not selling everything. First of all, remember I said we want people to be able to be self-sufficient. We want people not to start looking for food from Uganda, for most of us who are on the borders, and that used to happen and you know it. No, we want first of all our people to be able to take care of themselves, balance that. After you get surplus, that's when our cooperative is coming in, we get you market. And those markets, they are both local markets and outside markets. And outside market is not necessarily the world, but even when you get outside your own ward and you got your neighboring ward, that for you, that farmer, that small farmer there is already outside because he's going to sell his produce away from his original space. We also teach them to have roadside, just in the village. We get you a place just roadside there to sell what you have. And it is working for them. So first of all, remember, our people from Western, we didn't know much about business. So when you get excess food, unagawa jirani, you give for free. And then all of you, after you have eaten and it goes to waste, there's a month you don't have food.
But
why?
That's in our culture. Why do you want to correct? That is how we are. That's who we are.
That is who we are. Fine, and I agree. But again, why would you have so much food, give a neighbor because it's culture, and next month you don't have money for school fees for your children?
And
then now you start, children don't go to school. So since it's a culture to just be giving excess you have, then you end up all not going to school because of a culture of just giving out things for free.
Okay, then it means that's where public participation comes in.
Oh yes.
Because there is one strange thing you guys are doing, and let me just tell you all. The public participation you do is not very public.
What do you mean?
Because you carry your agenda with the people and you don't listen to the people.
Oh, tell me about that. Is an accusation. Please substantiate. What are you saying?
Let me tell you why. I've interacted with elders from Kakamega today when they say that when the government comes around, doesn't give us time to tell them what they want. In terms of, now, culturally, managing food banks, it's supposed to be elders of the community must be custodians. They're not. Because now, the government came with an idea.
My brother, hold it there. As late as last week, we had public participation on our CIDP. That is a long term. We're already looking at the next plan. And guess what? Every ward out of the 60 wards in Kakamega County were represented.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So you may have heard, but you need to get facts right. So our public participation, in as much as we are coming out, we allow our people to govern themselves. We come, we sit down, they say what they want. And for information, even the same last week had many public participations, not just food. You know we are getting more municipalities, Are you aware?
Okay.
Now those people are telling you about, have they told you are getting more municipalities, for example, on public participation? Now I'm telling you, we are letting our people govern themselves because the power is with the people. Kakamega County, we have Kakamega Town as a municipality and Mumias. Now we are going to be added for Butere, and we are going to be added for Matunda. You understand? And we have done public participation and it's still going on. People say what they want, how they want, and we actually adopt it. It is so real. Public participation in Kakamega is real and it is happening. Last week we had like 5.
Now, the issue is this.
Yes.
what happens during public participation?
What is public participation? Let me ask that question. Public participation is where you let the public take part in making and giving out their contribution on what they want to be done in a particular direction. After you collect all these views you put together, that's when the executive sits down and pick out all this and come up with a document that marries all these things together.
Who drives the agenda?
The people. The people. You see, let me tell you, in every ward, by the way, I didn't tell you, in Kakamega County, every ward has committees. We have agriculture committee. Every ward. Remember, we have how many wards? We have 60. Every ward has a committee. Agriculture committee. What does agriculture committee do? It sits and do what needs to be done in terms of they sit and say, we actually go there and ask, what have you decided as a committee? What do you want? And they sit with, of course, we have a leadership of the county there. We call the committee administrators. So in that committee, we have the committee administrators, the chair, and the people, the elders in the village sit and say, "Uku kwetu, this is what we want. We'll wish these maize details. You give us more on this. We want to do more on traditional vegetables. In fact, we have a river here. We are interested in fish farming, or also a pana. We are actually on a dry sand, and therefore ask your governor to give us pond liners. For your information, by the way, we are giving free pond liners now, thanks to partnerships with ABDP. What are pond liners? Ile karatasi, plastic paper inashika maji, to make sure we create a pool of water and put in fish, and you do fish farming in dry land, and that is happening. How do we get guided from the ward level committees? We have agriculture committees, we have water committees, we have lands committee, we have all department committees on the ward. So are we giving our people on the ground a chance to be heard? Yes, there are even committees, and they're on the ward level.
So they're the ones driving the agenda?
Oh yes.
Whatever you do is driven by what they want?
Oh yes, we have to be given direction by the people.
On the scale of 10, where are you?
We are doing well, Bana. To be very honest, I wouldn't say we are 100%. We have a long way to go. There's much that needs to be done. And even these committees on the ward levels, they need our guidance. You know, you want to say, even as we want a tarmac here, we give them a chance to do that. We tell them, out of these 4 feeder roads, which one? Choose one. Number one that probably you wanted tarmac, should we get money? And they are the ones who choose. But also, we have a technical team. They are technical experts. They sit with these farmers and tell them, ukitaka hii inamaanisha hivi. Even as you make your decision and you give your proposal, and by then they give those proposals and they're committed and they come and you consider them. But we give our advisors to make sure they work with them and make sure they don't ask for ambiguous things, but ask for things that will make a difference in their lives.
Okay, then there is this element of for you to have good food and you don't have water. You're doing nothing. So how is the water supply like? At what stage is it? Because clean water, Wazungu came and they told us Wazungu water must come through a tap. In our own setting, we were taking advantage of the natural water purification system. We had wells, we had wet springs. They supplied water sufficiently. We were not as many as we are today.
Yes.
But then the pressure on those springs today means they are not sufficient.
I agree.
Secondly, our farms, we've used a lot of chemicals.
Yes.
They're washed into the land, into the ground. So those springs doesn't have clean water.
Correct.
So how are we correcting that?
They say water is food. Let's start from there. Water is food. So when we talk about food, water, we can't run away from it. The truth is Kakamega County is doing great in terms of water provision to the people. I told you we have a committee, ward committees. We also have water ward committees on the ground. And what are their role? They sit, they look at their natural resources and decide what needs to be done. Kakamega County, we are privileged through the leadership of the Governor Fernandez Baraza. We have some of these things being done on the ward level. You understand? Like now, we have ward-based projects. Governor has given the MTS the powers to do some things in line with what they need. And one of them is water. So what are we doing about water? We have given our people a chance with the leadership of the MCAs to make sure that they actually revamp the springs and wells. So in Kakamega County, we have wells being done, we have wells being treated and actually being secured. If you go there, things are working. We don't say, in as much as there's a clarion called Amatsi Humliango. And this Amatsi Humliango, for you may look at it literally saying you need water in the taps like a mzungu. But hey, you also, the same person you've said, we are traditional. Our water springs with our tradition. We want to go, old mama wants to go with the Eshisanda. You know Eshisanda? The calabash wants to go to the river and to the spring and get clean water from the Eshisanda. Even those ones have been empowered. We have the ward committees. They already, and we have done. They identified the springs that need to be renovated. And by the way, in as much as it's going in progress, we already have many springs that have been renovated. Okay. And there's still others coming up. Every year we have a budget for the same. So yes, Kakamega County, we are very good. Kakamega County has also 2 water companies. We have Kakwasco, which is an urban water. It supplies water in urban settings. And then we have Karuwasco, which came up last year. But I was privileged to be a chief officer water initially before I came here. And one of the things I can say I also did before I came, Governor Fernandez Baraza launched a new company for rural water. And it is based in one of the places in Mumias. What does it do? It actually makes sure it focuses on this thing to make sure people in a rural setting get clean and healthy water. So Kakamega County, tuko mbele.
Okay. Mbele, as in?
Making sure we have clean water. You had to say.
You see,
yeah.
The water, there are some areas in Kakamega today who are still getting water from, not very close from their homes.
Very true.
Yes. They are the ones who are wondering, this Amatsi Humliango.
When will it arrive?
The angle are we talking about? Hey. And then there's an element of public participation and also civic education.
Yes.
Because now you need to know that a tarmac or a road is like 50 meters away from my home.
Okay.
So when you talk about Amatsi Humliango, are you talking about the pipe along the road? Or you'll have to make a branch to my door? So I need you to clarify that bit.
What is Amatsi Humliango? The clarion call just means that to make sure you get water at home, clean water, literally speaking. But if you're very keen in my discussion, I've said we have companies, rural companies, both urban and rural, to supply water to people. Of course, urban means it must be in my house, it must be in my shower. But we are catering for all the people, even those who are not in urban settings, who take water, who are in the village and live in a rural setting. And that's why I said we are factoring in to make sure that the springs are renovated. The wells are, right now we're actually doing wells and pushing up the water tanks and supplying water. Mainly, we are interested mainly in schools. And when you do schools, it's easy now to push it to the people. So how are we making sure?
That's where my question is, because when you are along a road,
yes,
your farm reaches a road,
yes,
and then your home is like 50 meters into the farm.
Yes.
So this Amatsi Humliango, is the government providing piping up to my door, or the main one on the road only? So from the main one to the road to my door, it's my cost. That's what I'm trying to understand.
All right, this is what I will say. Kakamega County is providing what the infrastructure is being done by the government.
Okay.
You understand? And the role of, let me nikupeleke pole pole. So when it does the infrastructure, connects water from here to there, a different town.
Yeah.
In between here, the work is assigned now to the rural, the companies.
Okay.
For example, now I'm talking about the piped water because that's what you're interested in. Yeah. So these companies are the ones now who do the last mile connectivity. First of all, identifying, you understand that water has to be paid for. You know that it's not for free. So first of all, their role is, we ask, can you then register with these persons if you need your water at your door? Just like electricity, there must be a cost to it. But the good thing, it is not exorbitant. It is, like I said, subsidized rates. So we come in with our engineers who are assigned in the county government of Kakamega. They're also doing extension services, water engineers. And we also have engineers from the companies, the water companies, that now distribute the water to the people. It's these people who map up and know which routes to take and which one has more people, and they take those routes and they register people and pipe water to your house if you register and you're on the same route.
So there is a cost.
There's a small cost. Let's say there is a small cost to it. Yes.
Now, what opportunities are coming with this? Because the main thing we want to fight is food deficiency. We want to make sure that people have enough food. But then the cost to bring this food is huge. So the government has invested in it to reduce the costs. Now, we've just talked about water, how the effort you guys have done.
Yes, yes.
But then there must be opportunities for the people of Kakamega.
Oh, yes.
How can they invest in this?
When we are doing all these things, like right now we are very busy. You know, Kakamega County is not an industrial county. It is a agricultural county. You understand? We are thriving through agriculture. And for us, because there's so much that is going on and we want to make sure things, like now we're making sure that there's something called 10-kilometer road. Just an example. Who are the people who are employed to do those grading of the roads and the tarmacking of the roads? It was very clear directive from our governor that the locals in that area are the ones to be employed. For as long as kazi ya mkono, you don't need any skills. And if the expertise, we also ask if there's someone there who is an expert, who is an engineer, water engineer, or who is whatever, an architect, they must be considered. And when we don't have that, that's the time now people go out. The truth is, let me tell you, my brother, I've realized Kakamega County watu wengi wamesoma. And therefore, we have a lot of people looking for jobs, and it has been very easy to actually pick out people, even in agriculture itself. When you look, we are working closely with APDP, various partners. We are working with IFAD. There's a project called NAFCDP. It's also here in Bungoma. It's across the whole country. And this, what is happening, the partners are coming in. National government is part of our partnership, and now county government. We have found a lot of employment opportunities for our people in Kakamega. And therefore, for a moment now, with time, people are able to be employed, like the agripreneurs. I saw even when the president was here in Bungoma, you saw he paraded some agripreneurs. Even as in Kakamega, we have agripreneurs. They're there, the 400 and something extension officers. What does that mean? They've just been employed. It means a few set of humans, and mostly it is youth and women. So most of the vulnerable groups have been getting employment to be able to support the vision to make sure that we have the balanced nutrition. So what am I saying? Those people on the ground who are not skilled, maybe they don't have education, for example, they can be part of the mjengo, kulima pipes, they can be part of the planting season, they can be part, you understand? There are very many things under agriculture that Kakamega County people are now benefiting because they're getting short-term jobs to make sure they get some money into their pocket, and using that money, they buy subsidy farm inputs, and they're able to actually, with time, they're coming up. And the introduction of cooperatives. Remember, the national government and the NAFCDP, there's KELCOP, they are now very keen to support our farmers through the cooperatives. So we are teaching this small farmer down here that a cooperative does not need you and me who is in a suit. It needs them on the ground who want to sell kenyeji mboga, who want to sell their beans. They get into this cooperative and you teach them, be taking you after you sell. The cooperative will help you get the market. When you get the money, pay your monthly, or depending with how your cooperative dams are, and you'll be able to be financially, you're able to access financial services from that cooperative. And therefore, with the time, money starts flowing into the villages, whatever percentage, onto their level. And they're able now to get money from these short-term employments. They're able to get their monies from employment from our partners, NAFCDP, KELCOP, government, county government, and national government. We're able to employ our people. They're able to get money. And with the time, I'm telling you, we'll be able to have a healthy nation and a wealthy nation. Pesa iko kwa mfuko, and our people are able to take care of themselves.
So you're saying employment opportunities are available,
yes,
for the people of Kakamega?
Yes.
How about any investors who may want to invest? Kakamega people who may want to invest in these projects?
We had an investment conference. It was very successful, where Kakamega County went and invited investors to come in, even from outside the country. Wazungus, they came and they presented what they can do, and we have signed various. In fact, that particular conference, we signed 20 MOUs. meaning we were able to attract investors to come in
from outside.
I'm
talking about Kakamega investors themselves.
We have them even from within. They're there. For example, we are working closely. Most of us, let me call them service providers. Our service providers right now, we are focusing on the youth under 25 and women, and especially the special group, the disadvantaged one. And most of our suppliers, for the first time when I was growing up, like I told you many years back, we didn't know farming is such a lucrative business. But I was even telling my young team of service providers we were training through partnerships in Kakamega County, the ones who supply, like for example, someone has an agrovet shop, the other one has plants napiers. And by the way, for information, Kakamega County has smart farms. We have a plan to have 12 smart farms around these 12 sub-counties. And on these smart farms, where we are teaching our farmers on dairy farming. So we are also teaching them on manure, feeds production, processing, and all those things. So what we do, and what I need to remind our people, and even the other day I was in a meeting, I was telling people, parents, if your child has finished school and you're in a long holiday, please find yourself into your nearby polytechnic, county polytechnic, or the smart farm near you. We are giving free education on farming methods, dairy farming, manure processing. We are going organic because of many reasons, and we are also giving in our technical, our county polytechnics, we are giving free education. So we are telling them, let them go there, they see from themselves, they be trained. It is free. Kakamega people are very lucky. Free education. You've heard, I don't know whether you guys have it, but allow me to talk about Kakamega County. Our people are lucky. We have free polytechnics. We have free smart farm training. Even you're doing dairy farming and you're very busy like this, and you want your shamba boy to be trained, we train for free. We come. Maybe with time we need to put, because now we need to be financially stable. Then probably we need to actually put a small figure to it. But for now, we are training anyone who is interested in dairy farming and anything to do with manure processing on our smart farms for free.
Okay.
To make sure that our nutrition is balanced and our people are healthy. A healthy nation, healthy people.
A healthy county.
Yes.
You see, I'm convinced that the interventions you guys have put in place are going to turn around the populations of Kakamega in terms of being food sufficient, right?
Oh yes.
But then the politics of it will always be there.
Yes.
Without going into the politics of it, what is the future? Because you remain vague when I ask about the figures. But then going forward, let's say by the end of 2024, 2025, maybe 2026, 5 years from now, how many households will be in that bracket of food efficiency?
First of all, before you go far, you said a healthy nation means population will increase.
Yes.
Allow me to say something about that. That is what you want in Kakamega County. We are at already above 2 million. And one of the services that we are providing to make sure we have a healthy and a balanced nation, we have Baraza Care. What does that mean? To encourage that mama to make sure that she goes to the clinics. She attends clinic. We pay people to go for clinics. When you attend the last 2 clinics before you give birth, every visit we give you 2,000. To encourage that mama on the ground. Now we are coming from an environment where we are traditionalists. We're like, no, tuko na mkunga, I don't have to go to the hospital. And for those many reasons, we have seen a lot of mortality rates when mamas give birth at home. So Kakamega County, what we have done, we have gotten Baraza Care, where we give total of 12,000 for every mom who is pregnant. We start the two visits before you give birth, and when you give birth, we give you 2,000 before you go home. And the prenatal, after you have given birth, the first visit and the second visit, we still give you 2,000 for anyone who gives birth. So, by the way, expect us to overflow. Because why? Kakamega County people are now being covered. In as much as we are looking for farm inputs to make sure they get food, we are also making sure as you reproduce amongst yourselves, we encourage you to make sure you go to a healthy facility before you. And by the way, healthy facilities, we are really trying. In the middle of so many crises of, that there's no funds for many reasons. But we try our best to make sure that our hospitals get medicine to allow people when they get there, they get the medicine. We make sure that we pay our workers. By the way, Kakamega County has paid our health workers to make sure when you go to hospital, that mama admitted runs to the hospital, finds a worker there. We make sure we don't go on strike. We get our people at work. They come, they find a doctor there to attend to them, and you get paid to give birth. Isn't that a healthy nation?
I should be a woman in Kakamega. We just come to the end of the show. Maybe one word. What is it you want to promise our viewers about food security?
This is what I will say.
1 minute.
Okay. It has been great, first of all, being with you on this show. And the future of this, not even the nation of the world, the backbone of economy is in agriculture. So I encourage viewers, those even who are professional, like some of us, we thought, me, I was a banker. Those who are professionals, the teachers, please make sure that you indulge into agricultural farming, and please always seek expertise support from, if you're in Kakamega County, for example, please feel free to go to the ward levels or sub-county level and reach out to our extension services that are free to make sure that you actually do agriculture that is of to date, and digital agriculture. You be walk through the path so that you become a good farmer and you become successful in farming, and you also make farming attractive even for our children, because agriculture is the future economy of the world wide. And for us to be able to feed our children, feed our families, and to make sure we are stable, we make sure that we do agriculture that is smart, agriculture that is safe for our people, and we make sure that the food that we are producing, if you're coming from your farm, it is safe for consumption, to reduce on diseases, yes, and to reduce exposure to our people. So welcome into agriculture, welcome into safe farming, to make sure we have a healthy nation.
All right. Thank you so much, madam, for finding time to come and talk to us.
Thank you so much for having us on board. Please welcome to Kakamega. Karibu sana Kakamega.
I'm tempted.
Yes, please
literally.
come. Yeah. Welcome to Kakamega, and if you can't, tell your people to come so that you remain here. The ladies, let them come over. We have brothers also, and we don't mind having you. Remember, the first lady of Kakamega County is from Bungoma.
Okay.
So we can get more sisters there so that they benefit.
Okay. You had that. Me, I am not a woman, so I'm not about crossing to Kakamega. If I cross Kakamega, Kakamega will fight me. I'll be looking for the same ones that the Roman. Okay, now, thank you for being with us on the show. Look forward for Tuesday next week, where we're going to have an interesting conversation around other topics we're going to find.
Thank you.
On behalf of Kevin Kibet, who is directing this show, this is CKS.